Today I'm in Los Angeles over here at Toastique on Sunset Blvd, and I'm about to sit down with board-certified health coach Jody L. Teiche. You're about to learn from a Creators Capital mentor how healthy eating leads to a healthy brain. Welcome to the Mentor Series. Let's lunch and learn. Love it. Love it. Yeah, love it.
Is There More is the podcast where creators share how their darkest moments became the breakthroughs that changed everything. We're building a space for raw stories, deep connection, and real hope for everyone who's still writing their story. Brought to you by Dialogue Life Skills, the world's scalable solution to the teen and young adult mental health crisis. I'm your host, Megan A. Tully, and I'm listening.
Welcome to our Lunch and Learn with Jody L. Teiche. Jody, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Jody Teiche. I'm a board-certified health and wellness coach. And Megan and I have agreed today as part of the Lunch and Learn to do kind of a hybrid coaching session where, in addition to sharing knowledge and resources, I'm going to be coaching Meg at a certain point in the Lunch and Learn about food and how that relates to herself and showing up for herself.
So excited, Jody. And this is, again, like Jody said, it's not like a true coaching session, but there are some elements that she will walk me through that she does with her real clients. So I'm really happy to share my experience with you guys. And yeah, let's lunch and learn.
Tell me what you're eating. That looks really colorful and delicious.
Okay, so I'm going to start it off with, this is a cup of cucumber water because I haven't had anything to eat or drink yet today. So cheers to water.
Cheers to water.
I try to drink at least a glass of water or two, or like a bottle of water or two. And then I got my coffee. And I usually do just an Americano. I always put some whole milk in it because I don't like to drink black coffee.
Why don't we break down what you've told me so far that you're eating?
Okay.
All right. So cucumber water. That's wonderful because cucumber is a cooling, calming vegetable. And so it calms inflammation. It helps with detoxing. And if your water is filtered, then cucumber water is a beautiful way to start your day.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm
so
doing
that's-
better than I thought I
that's a-
was.
Yeah, that's a good way to start.
Okay.
Coffee is a mixed bag.
Okay.
Coffee in and of itself is healthy. We've always been told, oh, coffee's not good. Not true. Coffee is healthy for us. The big question is sourcing. Where does this coffee come from? Is it organic? Does it have heavy metals in it? We don't know. And when you go to like a barista, a coffee shop, chances are that level of coffee is not what we would want to put in our bodies. So the question is, how often are you having coffee from places you don't have any control over?
Definitely need to work on that. I am drinking coffee out like every single morning. So it almost makes me want to go in there and see what coffee they gave me from Toastique.
Yeah.
Should I go grab the bag? Let's see what the coffee is. Oh, it's Intelligentsia. It's one of my favorite brands ever. It's so good. Actually, it was funny because I was not trying to be, this healthy today. But when you're in LA, I looked up, several restaurants and they're all very healthy in this area.
Hi, my name's Charles. I'm the owner of this location, this Toastique. Thank you for choosing us to do your lunch and learn. So we're known for toasts. Our main one is the avocado, which you had. Second most popular one is definitely the smoked salmon, maybe even the PB Crunch toast, which is more like a treat than a meal. Our coffees are really good. We use Intelligentsia coffee. We use matcha fold for our matcha, which is also a really great brand. It's ceremonial matcha. That's very, very healthy. We do smoothies, we do bowls. We do little treats, and then we do cold pressed juices. For me, I wanted to be like something healthy because for me personally, I'm eating where I work every day. I wanted to move away from the oily, unhealthy, anything fried. All of our food is healthy and fresh, so I'm excited for them to tell us more about it.
So, do you want to tell me what you're eating on your plate?
Yes. Okay. So I'm just gonna rattle off like what I think it is.
Okay.
It's I think that's a radish, microgreens, cherry tomatoes, avocado, and then I think they said chili oil is on it too. And this, I think, is a poached egg. Not too sure about that. I did ask for a poached egg. I didn't know it was going to be in a little like cup on the side. I thought it'd maybe be on top of the toast, but hey. So yeah,
And what kind
that's
of
what we
bread
got.
is your avocado toast on?
They said it was multi-grain. So
Okay.
yeah, it looks pretty accurate. Multi-grain. There's
Okay.
some seeds in it.
You're doing pretty well with that lunch because avocado toast, well, I'm going to tell you a little something. Dear friend of mine, Dr. Daryl Joffrey, who is a gut microbiome expert and you know, like low acid food expert, he calls avocado God's butter.
God's
God's
what?
butter. God's
God's
butter.
butter.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It is a very, very healthy food. It has lots of vitamins and minerals, but it's also a really healthy fat. And we need healthy fats. The microgreens and the vegetables are all great for you. You've got fiber in there. It looks like you're eating the rainbow on top of that avocado toast. And eating the rainbow is a really important piece of healthy eating because every color food has its own nutritional list of vitamins and minerals, its own nutritional profile. So that's wonderful.
Okay.
The bread, who knows? Whole grain bread is better certainly than eating Wonder white bread. Wonder bread, white bread, or any white bread is just junk food. But this has fiber in it if it's whole grain.
Yeah.
And
Seems like it.
yeah, you're doing a good job, Meg. We can't always know every single little detail when we go
Yeah.
out to eat, right? So it looks like you made a
Totally.
healthy choice.
I think what's cool about being in LA is like ordering an avocado toast in LA. I've never made an avocado toast this colorful before in my life. When you order them in Texas, they're more like with cheese on it and, more like hot stuff on it. And it's totally
Yeah.
different, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, this one, you're right. It does look pretty healthy, all things considered. And this is
Yes.
this is definitely a poached egg, I found out.
Eggs are good. I'll
I've
make a
never
little caveat in there about
Yeah.
the egg. Eggs are good source of protein. Albumin in the egg is very, very healthy. The optimal is if you can get organic and
Right.
if you can make sure that it's free range. Because yes, factory farm chickens lead a horrible life and their stress hormones, cortisol, are always high. And that goes
Okay.
out into what we eat of them, whether it's their meat, their eggs, and then what they're fed also is reflected in their meat, their eggs. So we want to make sure that it's pasture raised, and organic. We do the best we can.
You remind me, like, I am such a adamant. I like to cook at home, and we've been on the road for, a year now. And and sometimes I don't think about this stuff anymore. I'm just like, oh, an egg's an egg. But when I go to the grocery store, an egg is not an egg. I look, okay, I make sure it's free range, organic, grass fed, all the things. And I don't really think about, I guess I don't know if I'm trying to block it out, but I don't think about what I'm eating when I'm eating out necessarily, because I just don't know. Sometimes I do call ahead, or when I get to the restaurant, I ask, is your fish wild caught, or is your beef grass fed, or else I'm not going to eat it. But you just reminded me, yeah, I can keep asking questions and then make the healthiest choice at the restaurant, at least.
Exactly. Because we just have so much control at a restaurant, right? And there are people who will limit where they go out to eat tremendously by what that restaurant serves. Not everybody wants to do that. So you do the best you can. And the most control that you can have is when you cook yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that brings
I
us to
just
our
have
next
my little
question.
smoothie here.
So it's 11:11 in LA, so that means it's 1:11 in Austin. Is this your first meal of the day?
It
Smoothie?
is.
Okay,
It
why is
is. And
that?
I know it might look and sound odd.
Yeah.
But the reason why I only have a smoothie here, and I say only loosely because it has a lot of beautiful things in it, but is because I do something almost every day called intermittent fasting.
Okay.
And what
Definitely heard
intermittent
of that.
fasting is, for anybody listening that hasn't, intermittent fasting is when you don't eat food for the sweet spot is 16 to 18 hours between dinner the night before and your meal the next day. Why 16 to 18 hours? There are a couple of things that happen when you do intermittent fasting. Your body, first of all, is given a break from digesting food, which takes a lot out of your body. So when it's given this break, it can focus on repair, restore of things, systems, cells that need it. And as we get older, we need that more and more, right? So that's one piece that intermittent fasting allows you to do. The 16 to 18-hour window is so important because it's been found that that is the window that triggers something called autophagy. And what autophagy is the body cleaning up and getting rid of cells that are no longer functioning properly. Even you, someone in their 20s, right? You have cells that are just not functioning at optimal level. They're damaged. Maybe they're not functioning at all. And then they're called ghost cells or senescent cells. And the really kind of creepy thing about senescent cells, besides the fact that as we age, we have more and more of them in our bodies, and they really weigh the body down in terms of functioning up at optimal levels, is that if you have a senescent cell here and you have a perfectly healthy, wonderful functioning cell next door, it can make that a senescent cell just by proximity, just by being close to it.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you want to clear those senescent cells out regularly. So my window is now up, and this is my smoothie. And I make sure that I put healthy fats. Avocado is in my smoothie. I make sure I put lots of vitamins and minerals, like I have broccoli sprouts in there. I've got coconut water. I've got fruits, organic fruits. Blueberries are a non-negotiable for me every single day. And I'll just throw something out there about mental health. Purple and blue food feed the brain.
Then I should start eating more. All right.
And when you know that 80% or 90% of your serotonin, one of your happy hormones that trigger how you feel, is made in your gut microbiome, then you can start to think, there's a real connection here between how I feel and what I'm putting into my body. So purple foods, blue foods do that. They feed the brain and they help roll back depression and anxiety. So I put blueberries in here. I put strawberries in here. I put chia seeds in here at the end because I don't want to blend them too much. I don't want to break down those little chia seeds. I want them to get plumped up in the liquid and then act as a nice whisk broom through my colon to help clear and clean my colon and give me the vitamins and minerals. I put MCT oil in here.
Is that coconut oil?
It is a form of coconut oil. It's medium chain triglycerides, which are one of the things that are created as a postbiotic in your gut that help heal your gut microbiome. So I put a lot of stuff in here. You know, if people want my smoothie recipe, I'm happy to give it to them. You know, maybe we can create a link or something. You know, you and I could talk about that.
I was gonna say we need a little recipe card.
That's the way I break, not always, but oftentimes that's how I break my intermittent fasting fast.
Okay, I have so many questions, but I know we don't have time for like any of them. So I just want to like go back to one thing you said. You said 90% of serotonin is created in the gut. Created in the gut?
Yes, it is created in the gut. That is where it's made.
Why don't we know that? Why is like nobody ever said that before?
It is common knowledge in the sense of if people look into the gut microbiome, it will come up. It's not something taught in school. It's not something that a lay person would know, but it's something that's so important, especially with the epidemic of mental health issues we have today, to know. Yes.
That's what I was going to say is like, you'd think it would be more widespread knowledge because of like the global mental health crisis that we have, especially with the youth, you know?
Yes.
You'd think that they would be teaching that in schools, maybe, perhaps, of like what you eat. Well,
that's an uphill battle. Funding, state by state, you know, it's an uphill battle. But perhaps in our future lunch and learns, we can make mental health supporting foods, practices, supplements a part of what we talk about. So people can learn.
Yeah, I think we should do that. Let's talk more about the mental health. I know you said the purple and the blue, you know, blueberries, and this is almost purple, so this will be good for my mental health today, this radish. And we'll dive deeper into what foods are good for your mental health on the next episode of Lunch and Learn with Jody L. Teiche. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your knowledge with me and with us today.
It is mine pleasure. Remember, Meg, what you put in makes a huge difference. Your body is listening. So what you put in today is how you're going to feel tomorrow. Woo!
That healthy eating.
Healthy eating.
Right, let's take a bite. You take a sip and I'll take a bite.
You eat your food.
I think I'm eating too early right now. But anyway.
Depending on what your personal schedule is, how early you get up in the morning. If you don't get up early, then it's maybe easier to do dinner at like 7 and your first meal at noon.
That's crazy. I had dinner at like 9 p.m. LA time last night. So it was
That's
like
late.
11 o'clock in
That's
where I
late.
just came from. Well, we were on the plane all day. Okay, you're
Oh.
right. The one thing I need to get better at is the schedule of when I'm eating. I think I eat all over the map. I have no no like schedule of anything. So if I had to
Yeah.
set a goal for next week, I want to eat on a more consistent time schedule. And I do want to practice that intermittent fasting and see how that helps my body
Okay.
feel.
So
Yeah.
how many days a week next week do you want to practice intermittent fasting? Be realistic. You don't have to
Probably
be all in
3.
one day. 3 days.
Yeah.
Perfect.
3 days. Yeah. I
What
think I
day
can
are
do
you
it.
going to start?
Whoa, this is serious. Okay, let me look at the
This
calendar.
is a smart goal, my friend.
You know what? I want to start tomorrow.
Perfect.
I'll
So you're
do
going
one
to start
tomorrow.
on Thursday. And then
Yeah.
what time are you going to do this tomorrow? Like, what's your intermittent fasting window going to be?
Yeah. I think I'll base it off when I eat tonight, and then I'll just do the
Okay.
calculation. Is that a good
16 to
start at
18
least?
after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know when that will be because I don't have a schedule right now, but
Okay.
I'll try to eat. You know what? I'll try to eat at 7 p.m. or earlier for dinner. LA
Okay.
time tonight.
So
Okay,
then it will
and then
be a
I'll
7 to 12.
to noon. Oh, that's not bad at all.
I
Okay,
know.
that's not
Okay.
bad at
So
all.
that's
That doesn't.
Thursday. And then when's the second day of the 3 times this week?
Second day will be probably Friday, and then maybe
Okay.
Monday.
Okay.
Thursday,
So
Friday, Monday.
Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday, Monday. And what obstacles can come up to get in the way?
Forget.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Any other obstacles you can think of?
Yeah. Like if I have meetings, like in the time where I might want to eat, and so I am like, ugh, let me just eat early so that I'm not hungry during my meeting. I think that would be an obstacle.
Okay. And any other obstacles you can think of?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Those
So
are the main
what
two.
can you think of, knowing yourself, that you can put in place to hold yourself accountable?
I'll need to set a reminder on my phone.
Okay.
I'll need to put it in my schedule for Thursday and Friday, so that I see it
Okay.
first thing. Don't eat until noon, or remember your
Okay.
intermittent fasting. Until noon. I'll put it like that so it doesn't seem like a negative. Don't eat. Because I don't want to. Yeah.
Put that
Trigger
in your head.
myself or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll put it. Remember your intermittent fasting. Don't eat until noon and stop eating at 7. I'll write that in my schedule. So
Mhm.
I'll see it on the weekdays. I don't really check my schedule on the weekends, like consistently. So that's why I want to do it on the weekdays. If a meeting comes up, I guess I'll just have to eat after the meeting and just be a huge bee during the meeting. But I mean, is
Okay.
that what you would do? Is that like a valid? Is that
Well,
valid?
yeah, I mean, I'm wondering if there is something fast, easy, and nourishing, if a meeting comes up at the end of your fasting window, that you can have right before you go into that meeting, so that you
So just
don't go
have
into
something
that
on
meeting
hand.
starving, but you kind of buy a little bridge and then you have a proper meal after.
Wow. Okay, that's a great idea. Okay, so then I'll need to go to maybe like maybe even this place or something where I can get like a snack to just keep handy.
A
And that
healthy
creates
snack.
another obstacle. I might eat it before the time. I might eat it today, and then I won't have it tomorrow. So I'll need to get 2 or 3 just in case.
Okay. So how do you,
that's
okay, so you said you would put in your schedule, your
put it in my
calendar.
schedule,
You said
and
you'd
then I'll
set an
just
alarm.
yeah, and then just grab
Anything
a.
else you can think of to hold yourself accountable?
I could text you.
I'm not a part of this. This is
Okay.
self-efficacy. You
I don't
holding
think so.
yourself accountable.
I think I'll just need to do it. And, I'll have a snack on hand in case a meeting comes up. So I'll get a couple, in case I eat one today or something. So I still have one tomorrow.
Okay.
I think that'll be good. Yeah.
So recite back to me your goal, when, including time, days and times, what obstacles could get in the way, and what you're going to do to hold yourself accountable.
So my goal is I'm going to start intermittent fasting. So I'm going to start tomorrow. Well, I'm going to technically start tonight, stop eating at 7 p.m. Tomorrow I'm going to start eating at noon only. If I have a meeting that comes up at noon, I'm going to get a snack today to make sure I have a little something right before my meeting so I'm not a raging B word. And then I'll have a proper meal after. I'm going to do the same thing on Friday and the same thing on Monday. And in order to keep myself accountable, I'm going to have those snacks ready. And I'm also going to put it in my schedule and set my alarm for that 7 p.m. and at noon so that I'm seeing it. And it's telling me, remember, I'm intermittent fasting. And so I'll do that Thursday, Friday, Monday to start and then see how it goes. Did I answer all of your questions?
What obstacles?
The obstacles would be the meetings that come up last minute during the time I'm supposed to eat, and me forgetting that I'm doing it, which is why I'm setting
and then
the
the ways
alarm
you're
and the
holding yourself
schedule.
accountable, you said. Yeah, that's great. So after today's Lunch and Learn session, if you had to choose a takeaway, either an insight about yourself, which is something that really stuck with you, what would it be? Your takeaway from today.
Oh my gosh. My takeaway for today would probably be that when you ask me what would get in the way of me not doing this, I think my biggest takeaway was the first thing that came to my mind was saying I forgot. Meaning it's so easy for me to not be accountable to myself, I think. And that's not really always true, but it is the first obstacle that always comes up in my mind is I could just forget, and just say whatever, I forgot. I don't care. So that stuck with me, yeah.
So I'm hearing that your sort of knee-jerk thought that comes up in something like this is kind of giving yourself the passive I forget, right? So not showing up for you. Okay. So how does it feel realizing that as your takeaway? How does that feel?
It feels like I need to develop more self-accountability, and I think this is a really interesting way to start doing that because it's kind of in a way low stakes because it's just with food. It doesn't involve other people or anything like that, So I think which interestingly enough, I think if it did involve other people, it would be much easier, right? I mean, for me, I think I'd be, oh, well, this person's expecting me to do this, so I got to do this. So it's interesting. Yeah, I think it just makes me feel that's a struggle of mine, I guess, is holding myself accountable to my own expectations or goals or desires or wishes. So it makes me feel both a little bit disempowered, but also empowered at the same time, knowing this, because now I feel like I'm aware of it, so I can start to change it.
Powerful, Meg, really.
Yeah.
And I love that you feel the empowered piece of it because knowledge is the first step to being able to do something, which is the power, right? So, yeah.
Absolutely. Wow, yeah. I really appreciate you for asking me that because I would have never really gone deeper into the is there more to that? I would have never gone into the real core of that realization. So that's such a great question. Thank you, Jody.
You are welcome. It's my pleasure. This is a core piece of coaching. It's really helping you tap into your strengths, resources, and learning more about yourself through the questions that I ask and, maybe a little bit of guidance.
Yeah, and it's just so interesting that, I mean, when I came into this today, I was not expecting to learn a fundamental piece about who I am as a person. I was just expecting to learn about food, and how interesting that that was a bridge. I mean, food is life, right? We can't survive without eating, so maybe that's something to do with it, but that was a bridge into my deepest, maybe one of my deepest struggles with myself. And so, wow, yeah, it's so insightful and so powerful. So yeah, I'm just I'm almost kind of excited of what we're gonna uncover next.
Hi, my name is Rain and I work at Toastique. I just found out that 90% of serotonin is made in your gut. That doesn't even sound real. No wonder I'm sad. Dinonuggats every night for dinner is not good for your mental health, I guess. I would be really excited to learn about how what I'm eating affects my mental health because I had no idea that that was even a thing. The fact that it is makes me want to learn more because I love to know the why. If you can understand the why, it can help you, process. I need to learn.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.